Okay, we are recording this webinar for anyone who cannot be on this. I will send this out afterwards, and you can send it to all your teams and to anybody who wasn't able to make it. So, as you know, last weekend Syntek Global had a major event and some major announcements. And I am so excited about what's going on with Syntek Global, I can hardly stand it. And so I'm going to take maybe a half an hour today and talk to you all about one of the cool things that Syntek Global announced last weekend, which is the compensation plan changes. They made some other announcements that I'm not going to get into today. Those will be for another webinar at another time. But today I'm going to talk about compensation plan changes. Now, this webinar is meant for existing distributors. So any of those people on this webinar or listening to it later who may be new, you may need to get caught up on a few other things to understand, but I will do my best to keep this as simple as possible so that everybody can understand. So let's get going. Okay, compensation plan updates. That's what we're going to be talking about today. Now, there's a change happening in Syntek Global. There's new products being announced. We're not going to be talking about that today. I'm sure a lot of you have seen all of the chatter all over Facebook and the internet and all over the websites, and we can talk about that at another time. But this is a perfect time for Syntek Global to make these compensation plan updates because the face of the company is changing a little bit. For those of you who have been with us for a while, you know that we've started off like we needed to, acting like a small company, because that's what we were. But over the past few years, we've been growing like crazy. And you know what? It's time for us to play with the big boys. And now, as you're going to see, we absolutely are playing with the big boys. So this is a new opportunity, a new time, and Syntek Global is going all out. They're not holding back any expenses. They are doing what it takes to make this new product, new opportunity, and the existing company as best as possibly can be, and we're definitely playing with the big boys. So what did they do? Well, we knew that we needed to make some compensation plan tweaks. So instead of just sitting around trying to decide what to do, they brought in consultants, some big industry consultants that have 27 years of experience in this industry, and those people were familiar with every compensation plan out there. And as a matter of fact, they've written some of the top compensation plans out there. So they came in and they evaluated our compensation plan to see how we could enhance it and make it better. They did a full analysis and evaluation of the current compensation plan, and that's all complete. And so now we have the solution. It's been announced last weekend, and I'm going to tell it to you here today. Okay. The existing comp plan versus the new comp plan. So right now, this is what our compensation plan looked like, or what it currently looks like till the end of this month. Our primary way of being paid was the binary tree. And then we had a check match bonus, Emerald Expressway, which everybody loves, the sponsorship bonus, the upline bonus, and the preferred customer commissions. And that's pretty much what our compensation plan looks like today. Now, there's lots of people making pretty good checks with that compensation plan, but when you see what we've done, you're going to understand why we made the changes. Okay, the new compensation plan. Look at the difference here. We're going to talk about all these things today. The unilevel, which is basically the enrollment tree. We've taken what used to be the Emerald Expressway because everybody loved it and it was so successful. We've made it a permanent part of our compensation plan, and we've renamed it to the unilevel payout, which is a industry term which many of you may understand, but if you don't, we'll talk about that. We also still have the binary, but we've done some cool things to that you're going to see makes it even better. We have the check match, new distributor global bonus pools, new growth global bonus pools, sponsor bonus, upline bonus, retail commissions, preferred customer commissions, sapphire car bonus, diamond leader, bonus pools, team elite leadership bonus pools, cash bonuses for rank advancements. So, a lot of this you may be thinking, I don't have any idea what that means. That's just fine because we're going to tell you exactly what it means right now. What will this new compensation plan do? Before we get into the nitty-gritty of what it means, let's talk about what it's going to do. It's going to increase the checks of distributors who are working. As a matter of fact, they've run simulations and so many people had their checks in double or even more than that, and 50% average goes up. Now this is going to create big checks. Now we have some big checks in the industry here, but we don't have the kind of big checks that we want. And this is going to do that, and I'm going to talk to you about how that works. Now, this compensation plan is going to compete head-to-head with top compensation plans in the industry. Now, when they're doing analysis on this, they brought in these experts, and they not only evaluated our compensation plan, but they also looked at the top 10 compensation plans in the industry. Not only the top 10 where people are making the most money, but the top 10 rated by the Direct Selling Association, the top 10 rated by the actual distributors who work it. And this, I'll tell you what, it competes head-to-head with those. We think it's the best, and I'm going to show you why. Why are we doing this? Well, we keep saying this, but it's kind of hard to believe. Syntek Global pays more in percentage than any other company out there. Guys, that is 100% true. The percentage that Syntek Global pays is so much bigger than other companies. The problem is we don't feel that way because we're not seeing the kinds of checks and as many of the big checks as they see in these other companies. And there's a reason for that. Why are our checks not bigger than the other companies? It's because of this. Syntek Global for the past 6 years has been the only company in the industry that I know of that pays distributors just for signing up. For example, if you enroll in the business and you buy a starter kit, that starter kit counts towards your PV. And Syntek Global pays on the PV. So that means you get a check just for signing up. Now that may sound like a good thing, and Syntek Global thought it was a good thing at the beginning, but what happened with that? Well, I'll tell you, 60% of the money paid out in commissions in this company went to those distributors who just signed up. Do you understand what that means? Over half of the money paid out in this company went to people before they actually did any work. Now, if you think about that, where does that money come from? It has to come from somewhere. It comes from everybody else's pockets. So what that means is Syntek Global is no longer going to be paying distributors for doing nothing. Because it's the industry standard, you should not be paid just for signing up. You should not be paid just for buying your own starter kit. As cool as that may sound, it actually takes money out of the rest of the compensation plan, and it doesn't allow those big checks that should be there. So we're changing that. Let's talk about a few key changes here. Like I just said, you will no longer get paid on your PV. Now, we were the only company I know of that was doing that, and it's not going to happen any longer for the reasons I just stated. And that's sort of the standard of the industry. Okay, here's a big change. So now you're thinking, okay, if I don't get paid on my PV, what happens to my customer volume that used to be my PV? Well, customer volume is no longer going to be your PV. It's going to be its own category. It's called commissionable customer volume. Now, you don't really need to remember that, but that's what we call it. Just know that it's the volume from your customers. But you are going to get paid on that volume. It's just not going to be paid in your PV, and we're going to talk about that. So the other change, we're switching focus of the compensation plan. It used to be binary, 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 and by the way, we have check match, which is a unilevel bonus. When we're no longer going to focus that way. We're now going to focus on the unilevel first and the binary second. And you're going to understand what that means in just a minute. But first, before we get into the nitty-gritties of the compensation plan, I want to tell you about a couple bonuses that I'm so excited about. It is about time that we have these, and we have so much excitement about this that I can't even tell you how much. Okay. When you hit certain ranks in this company, you are going to get a cash bonus. $10,000 cash bonus at Sapphire. That is huge. $50,000 bonus at Blue Diamond. Okay, when you hit the rank of Blue Diamond and keep it for 2 months, that's a requirement of all these, you have to keep them for 2 months, you get a $50,000 cash bonus. And look at this. When you hit Imperial Team Elite, you get a $100,000 cash bonus. Do you guys see how cool that is? But we're not done. When you hit Crown Team Elite, you get a $500,000 bonus. You are reading that correctly. $500,000 bonus when you hit Crown Team Elite. Amazing. Amazing, amazing. We have so much excitement going on about this right here, but it gets even better. It's time to drive new cars. And as you can see, Audi is the car that Syntek Global is going to pay for. So let me tell you how this works. When you qualify, you get to choose a white or silver Audi. Now, why did Syntek Global choose Audi? Well, there's a number of reasons. Number one, it's a worldwide company, and you can pretty much get Audis anywhere. And not only that, but people love Audi all over the world. And it's a very high-end car, and people love it. Now, at Sapphire, you begin getting this Audi, and this is the other reason that we chose Audi. For those of you who are familiar with the car company Audi, you can buy an Audi that starts at $29,000, or you can get an Audi at $200,000. There is such a wide range of Audi's prices that when you first start off at Sapphire, you're not going to get a really big car payment. It's going to, I don't know, I think it's $400. So you guys will get a flyer from Syntek that explains all of that here shortly. But when you first hit Sapphire and you want to get an Audi, you're not going to be able to get the $200,000 car, but you will be able to get one of the less expensive cars. So this is the reason we love Audi. And can you guys picture this? Driving up to your next Syntek Global meeting and looking in the parking lot and seeing silver Audi, silver Audi, silver Audi, white Audi, silver Audi, white Audi, and just seeing all these Audi cars with the logo in the back. And do you think that's going to make an impression? I absolutely do. And I can't wait to get my Audi. Okay, how do the leaders feel about this? As you know, Syntek Global is really good about consulting with the leadership in the field when it comes to making changes. And I was privileged to sit in on some of these meetings, and I know that Syntek Global took the feedback from many of the leaders worldwide before they actually made these changes. And many of the top leaders in the world of Syntek Global were communicated to on this and give the big thumbs up. Everybody that I know of is so excited about this. And I've had a chance to talk to some people in Europe and explain this a week or two ago, just the bones, the basics of it, and they were excited about this. So I know that this is something that everybody is going to love. All right, you guys ready to get into some compensation plan details? This is the nitty-gritty nuts and bolts of how this works. I'm not going to go so deep as that we're going to be here for 2 hours, but I'm going to give you all the details that we can get through briefly. And afterwards, if you guys have questions, send your email to your upline, and I'm sure that they'll give you the answers that you need. Also, Syntek Global has a nice printed version of this. And if you speak the language other than English, it will be translated as quickly as possible and out to you. So let's get going. Let's talk about the details of the comp plan. Couple definitions you need to know. We've talked about this one already a little bit. Customer commissionable volume. I don't really care if you remember that. All you need to know is that is the volume from customer sales. Okay, it's any volume that's been generated through the sale of product to a customer. Now, guys, understand this. If you have product at your house or at your home and you sell it to a friend, obviously you're not going to get volume on that because the company has to know when to award volume. So in order for volume to be awarded, it has to be an order placed through the company, either over the phone or on your website, which is why it's so important that everybody have a website. Okay, the unilevel tree, you've heard me say that a couple times already. This is just another name for what we used to call the enrollment tree. Okay, this is your genealogy. This is the people you enroll, this is the people they enroll, and it has nothing to do with the placement in the binary tree. So if you're new, I need you to understand that. The binary tree and the unilevel tree are completely different, and different placement, different commissions awarded based off of each of those. So unilevel tree, what we used to call the enrollment tree. These are the things we're going to talk about right now. We're going to talk about retail sales, preferred customer commissions, unilevel team commissions, binary team commissions, check matching bonus, sponsor bonus, upline bonus, and the bonus pools. Now, you're going to notice when you get the written compensation plan from Syntek Global that they do not have the car bonus written in there. They do not have the cash bonuses written in there. And there's also a couple other bonus pools that they don't have written in there. The reason for that is because sometimes they want to make little tweaks to those. There's no plans on those ever going away. As far as I know, they're permanent parts of the compensation plan, but sometimes they want to make little tweaks to those. And if they print it in the compensation plan booklet, then every time they make a change, they have to throw away all the old booklets and print new ones. So instead of printing them in the booklet, they're going to put an insert in the compensation plan booklet that tells you about them, but they're not actually going to be printed in there. So that's why I talked about the bonuses first, the car bonus and the cash bonus. And now I'm going to talk about the printed compensation plan and the ways to get paid. All right, let's get started. Retail sales is exactly what it sounds like. Okay, you earn the difference between the wholesale price and the selling price. Products ordered from the website are sold to customers at the suggested retail price. Now, what does that mean in our terms? It means when somebody buys product from you one time, they're going to get it at the retail price. You, as a Syntek Global distributor, will get the difference between the wholesale and the retail price. Let's do an example of that. Let's say there is a product order made for $165. That's the retail price. But the wholesale price for distributors and preferred customers is $130. You're going to make $35. It's as simple as that. So this is really not complicated. It's just it's the same as what people would do if they had a retail store. They buy something wholesale, they sell it retail, they get to keep the difference. Now, the cool thing about retail sales is you get full volume on retail orders. Now, full volume is always, of course, the wholesale price, not the retail. So in this situation, you would get $130 customer volume. So that's pretty simple. And a new way to make money that wasn't there before. Now, the preferred customer commissions, this is the same as it's always been. For those of you who are existing distributors, this is the same thing, okay? You get 25% of orders made from customer commissions, from customer orders, excuse me. Now, a preferred customer is someone on auto ship. It's important that we understand the difference between a retail customer and a preferred customer. Preferred customers are on auto ship. They get to buy the product at wholesale cost. Okay? When someone buys the product at wholesale cost, you get 25% commission. You also, because you're getting 25% commission of the wholesale cost, Syntek Global can't pay you out full PV on that, full volume. It just wouldn't work. It would be too much and it would break the compensation plan. So when you sell to a preferred customer, you get half of the normal volume. So let's do an example of this. You have a customer on auto ship. They make an order. They buy the wholesale price at $130. You're going to get 25% of that, which means you would make $32.50. It's as simple as that. You also get half the normal volume, so half of 130 would be 65. Now I love this way to get paid, guys. 25% of a big order equals big money. So this is a very, very cool way to get paid with Syntek Global. All right, now this is our new team commission. Okay, we call this the unilevel team commission. In the unilevel team commission, you receive commissions each month from product orders and reorders generated in your organization. That just means, that's a fancy way of saying you get paid on the volume in your unilevel team. And your unilevel structure compresses to maximize the benefits. Now, compression is just a big fancy word that means you're not going to lose out if you have an inactive distributor. Okay, so let's talk about that. Let's show you what I'm talking about. This is your unilevel structure. Remember, this is just a genealogy, a visual structure of your team. So everyone on level 1 are the people that you personally have brought into the business. These are your personal enrollees in the green, top level. Okay, the blue level is a representation of the people that the green personally enrolled. We call that your level 2. The yellow ones, your level 3. That's a representation of the people that one of the blue people brought in. Now, obviously, this structure can be, and probably will be, much bigger than this. This is just to keep it simple. Now, what happens if this distributor right here is inactive and it's your turn to get paid on your level 2 distributor volume? Well, if you have an inactive person right there, does Syntek say, well, you're out of luck? No. Syntek does what's called compression, which means that inactive distributor would be skipped over, and the people that they brought in underneath them would essentially become your level 2 for payout purposes. They're not really your level 2, but it compresses and you would be paid out that way. So you don't miss out when you have inactive distributors. It just skips over them and goes down to their next level. So that's a really cool part of the unilevel structure. Now let's talk about how much you get paid. Okay, this is the chart that shows how much you get paid on your unilevel structure. Now it's based on what rank are you. As you can see here on the screen, if you're a pro, you get paid 5% of your level 1. When you're a silver pro, you get paid on level 1 and level 2. Gold pro, level 1, 2, and 3. Pearl, 1, 2, 3, and 4. And it just goes up from there according to this chart. Now you can imagine each level going down in your unilevel structure is going to get bigger and bigger because there's more and more and more distributors. And some of these numbers can equal very big checks. And once again, they ran simulations on this new comp plan with our existing distributors, and checks went up, way up. So this is really exciting, guys. And don't worry, you'll get this in the written plan, so you don't have to scribble it all down on paper right now, but you'll get this later. Okay, let's talk about the binary team commissions. Okay, this has changed just a little bit. This used to be our main way to get paid. Now it's not. But let's talk about what it is. Your binary team is your placement tree. So you don't get to place people in your enrollment tree. That's done automatically based on genealogy. Your binary tree is where you get to place people. And that's going to come into play, and it's very important in a little bit when we talk about other aspects of this, and it'll come into play a lot when you talk about your rank. Your binary tree comes in a lot with the rank, and we'll talk about that later. But your binary tree is your placement tree. It has two sides, a left team and a right team. We call one of those your power leg, which just means your strong leg, and one of those your pay leg, which means your lesser leg, because your lesser leg is the volume that determines what you get paid on. But there's a big change in this, guys. Syntek Global now allows you to earn up to 20% on the binary tree, whereas before it's always been 10%. Now let's talk about what that means. Oh, another thing. To start your binary team, you must have a personally sponsored distributor on the left, and one on the left and one on the right. That's the same as it's always been. So those of you who have been with us for a while will understand that. But if not, let's talk about it right now. So this is a representation of your binary team. Okay, binary simply means two, a left and a right leg. Okay, in order for you to activate your binary team commissions, you need to sponsor and place one person on the left and one person on the right. It doesn't have to be in any particular spot. It just has to be in your organization somewhere on the left and somewhere on the right. Now let's talk about the numbers of being paid on your binary tree. Here's another chart. Now, as you're going to see, it's a little different than we had before. Okay, first of all, it used to be that to get paid on your unilevel side, you had to hit Pearl. Now we pay you on your unilevel side immediately, but now you need to hit Pearl in order to be paid on your binary tree. And as you can see, the percentages go up with your rank. When you hit Pearl, you'll get paid 10% to the volume of your lesser leg. When you hit Jade, 11, Sapphire, 12, all the way up through Team Elite, and you can reach up to 20% on your binary payout. Now, this is very similar to a lot of the other compensation plans that distributors just love. And I don't want to name them right here because this is being recorded, but you can, for those of you who have suggested certain compensation plans, you can see the similarities to that and how they generate big checks, and the distributors just love them in those companies. We've gone similar to that. We feel like we've enhanced it a little bit, but for those of you who were asking for that, you can see that we've got it now. So this is, don't worry about writing all this down. You'll get this in your booklet when you get the printed version from corporate. So let's move on and talk about check matching. Okay, check matching, I'm going to kind of breeze right through that because it's the exact same as it's always been. Okay, except that one big difference. There is set percentages. It's no more a floating percentage. And I can hear a lot of you, even though I can't hear you, I know you're out there putting your hands up in the air and cheering because the floating percentage, you never knew what you were going to get in check match, but now you do because it's a set percentage. And we're going to talk about that in just a minute. But basically, the check matching, for those of you who don't know, it's based again off of the unilevel tree or the enrollment tree. And it just means that as your distributors in your team earn checks, you get to match a percentage of their check. It goes straight to you as a bonus. Now, it's based off of rank and it's based off of performance, just like everything is. And let's talk about what those are right now. Here's another chart. So when you hit Jade, you get paid 10% on your check matching. Sapphire 10%, and you can see it goes up from there. Ruby is 20, Emerald is 20, Diamond is 20, and then it goes, it's different percentages as you go down different levels, so I'm not going to go through it all, but you can see it right here. And for those of you who don't have a copy of the written plan, talk to your upline. They can email it to you. I know that there's electronic versions going out there right now, so if you don't have one, it's very easy to get one. Talk to your upline. Okay, the sponsor bonus is exactly as it was before. No changes made to that. It's a great way to start earning money immediately. This is just a little bonus for when you enroll somebody. So if somebody enrolls with a kit, you get a bonus. And that bonus is going to be anywhere between $25 to $100, depending on what kit is sold and depending on, what the published bonus amount of that kit is. So I don't have that information on here, but that is easily available as people buy kits and as you enroll people. So that hasn't changed. It's just a quick bonus to get started. The upline bonus is the same as it's always been as well. No changes there. Upline bonus just means that when somebody enrolls in the company, the upline gets paid, the sponsor gets paid, and the upline above the sponsor gets paid. So, which means when you have people in your team join the business on your level 1, level 2, and level 3, you get paid on all of that. And there's no limitations as to how many times you can get paid that. So that's a quick bonus to help you get started as your team grows in Syntek Global. Okay. And this is just a representation of the upline bonus. So on your level 1s would be your sponsor bonus. When somebody comes in, when you personally enroll someone, you'll get a sponsor bonus on your level 1 right here. The level 2 and level 3 are where the upline bonus comes in. So you will also get paid when somebody joins the business on level 2 and somebody joins the business on level 3. So those haven't changed at all, and you can see that in the written compensation plan. Okay, the leadership bonus pools. These are new and these are fantastic. Now I'm going to show you 2 here that are going to actually be written in the compensation plan. And then we're going to talk about 2 more that are not written, but they are in the insert. Okay, leadership bonus pools. They're for the distributors who achieve the rank of diamond or higher. And these distributors share a percentage of the bonus pool of that rank. So for example, in the diamond pool, 1% of total company volume is set aside for this bonus pool. So 1% of all the world's volume goes into this bonus pool. Now, for those of you who are maybe outside of the U.S., this is really great for you. And those of you inside the U.S., it's great as well, because you not only will get paid on the volume of, say, if you're outside the U.S. and you're strictly XFT right now, you'll get paid on the volume of the new product, Allura, which is being sold inside the United States. And for those of you in the United States who are maybe focusing on Allura, you will get to participate in the volume globally, which means you'll also get to participate in the volume of all the XFT sales around the world. So it's a win-win situation for everybody. They take 1% of the global company volume and they put it in a pool. Now, if you're diamond, you get to share 30% of that pool with the other diamonds. If you're blue diamond, you get to share 20% of that pool with the other blue diamonds. The team elite, same thing. Now let's talk about the team elite pool. Same thing, 1% of global company commissionable volume goes into that pool. When you hit royal, you get to split 40% of that pool with the other royals. When you hit presidential, you get to split 30% of that pool with the other presidentials. So you see how this works. Now, what I did not put on this compensation training on a slide were the other 2 bonus pools, okay? But I do want to talk about those right now. There's a bonus pool for brand new distributors. Now, this is a bonus pool that you can participate in only if you're new. Okay, within the first 30 days, if you get 2,000 points of volume on your level 1 and it's new volume, you get to participate in the bonus pool. I apologize for not having it on here. It must have got lost in translation, but I do want to talk to you about it. So let's say, for example, you get 2,000 in new volume and you're level 1. Okay, that means you get 1 portion in the bonus pool. And this bonus pool doesn't take 1% of company volume. It takes 2% of company volume. So it doubles. It's double what the leadership bonus pools are for this new distributor bonus pool. So you get to take a portion of the 2% if you hit 2,000 in new volume on your level 1. Now what happens if you hit 4,000 in volume on your level 1? You get 2 portions. What happens if you hit 6,000 in volume on your level 1? You get 3 portions of that new distributor bonus pool. Doesn't matter if it's Allure of A volume or XFT volume. Absolutely not. It's just new volume. Now, here's one other thing about that bonus pool. You have your first 30 days to qualify for it. If you do not qualify in your first 30 days, you do not get to participate ever in that bonus pool. But if you do qualify in your first 30 days, you get to participate for 4 months in that new distributor bonus pool that splits 2%. Now, let me clarify. If you get a portion of that pool, you split that with other people who got a portion of that pool. So if there's 100 people who've got a portion, 100 portions, then you split it respectively. If there's only 10, then you split it respectively. If there's 1,000, then you split it respectively. So this is a good way. We really love our new distributors. And even though we've taken away their ability to get paid on their own purchases, we've given them this new bonus pool in order to participate in total company volume immediately. So this is a way to help brand new distributors participate in that volume immediately. Now you're thinking, what about the existing distributors? Don't we want to have something for them? Maybe they haven't reached the rank of diamond yet, and maybe they're not new. What about all those people in between? Well, we've also got a bonus pool for you. And it's the exact same thing as the new distributor bonus pool. It takes 2% of global company volume, and when you hit 2,000 in brand new volume on your level 1, now remember, level 1 can be personally enrolled or customers, because customer volume now goes to your level 1. So when you hit 2,000 in volume on your level 1, you get a portion in that bonus pool. I hope that makes sense to everybody. So that's for all existing distributors. Okay, that wraps it up for me. I don't want to take very long. I am going to send this webinar out to everybody so you can watch it again if you need. Please send us your questions. Guys, I can't even tell you how excited we are and the excitement that I feel throughout the entire company. We are bringing on new people with the Allure of A product that we are so excited about, and we are also advancing the extreme fuel treatment throughout the rest of the world. This new compensation plan is so exciting for us. Oh, and there's one last thing I forgot to tell you. This is really big. Syntek, for those of you in the United States who are doing Allure of A, Syntek Global doesn't want you to take your June volume and use it in the old compensation plan since it's a new product. So in the United States only, you have, for the rest of the month, will be added on to July. So you'll have about a 40-day month. Okay, that's just for people in the United States doing Allure of A, and that's a big thing I wanted to make sure you all knew. Okay, so thank you for being on this webinar. If you have questions, please talk to your upline. We are so excited about this new compensation plan. Remember, it goes into effect July 1st. So your first paycheck from this new compensation plan will be on August 5th. Remember, it gets paid out on the 5th of the month. For those of you who are new, every 5th of the month, you'll get your commissions. And thank you, everybody, for being on this webinar. And we are officially done.